Welcome to the Champions series of NWA. Now, I think I've done a special intro for it with a little bit of music and the shot of it in some form or fashion a little different. I don't know yet, I think. But here we are, round one, bracket A and B, Terrence Terrell and Stevens versus the Idol and Camille. I'm trying to remember it all because it wasn't that complicated this time around compared to what they did last week. They made it very clear how they broke down the bracket and how the winning is supposed to be. Pinfall submission is 5 points. Draw is, 2 points. DQ and I believe countout is going to be 3 points. Now, they made it very clear after the brackets are done, if there's a tie between the teams, it will be officials who will break the tiebreaker. Excuse me. Also got allergies today, which sucks. There are a lot of trees that are active right now. They got pollen this big in my area. This big the pollen gets in my area. It sucks. But this is what we got. Bracket A and B for the first round. That was Latimer versus Mache Rocket. Now it was a straightforward match. Latimer did win by cheating, but you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's what some of the old wrestlers used to say. And Latimer did win this match. Very simple, direct. They win 5 points for Camille and Idol's team. Now, the next were women. You got Genocide versus Sky Blue. You got Velvet Sky and Pope for Genocide. And you had Nick as well as Melina, who can't stand one another, for Sky Blue. Now, here was the thing with that match. I didn't like it. It looked a bit sloppy. And I'm not going to throw any images on here much, but I got to throw this image. I believe I'm going to try and do a blow-up of this image. Tell me what you see on Sky Blue's top or near her boob. Tell me that isn't like a nipple patch, because the top she's wearing is already tight. And from what I can tell, she decided to put some type of covering for her nipples just in case it slips. And guess what? We get to see that covering, but we don't get to see the nipple, which is fine. In the end, Genocide won. I wasn't surprised, but the match was a bit sloppy. Now, it could be due to the fact that what is it? I forgot the name of it. QFC Studios. I can't remember the name of the studio. That might be it. I could be wrong. But it probably was hot in there with those lights, because this is summer. And even in like a studio, it probably still going to be hot, even with air conditioning, if they even have air conditioning on. Those two were just burnt out quick. So this is what you get. Third match, which again was an Idol and Camille versus Stevens and Terrell match. You got Mims on Idol and Camille's side versus JTG for Stevens and a Terrence Terrell. Now, this was a good match for what it was, but there was a botch at the end of that match because the Brooklyn's Edge from JTG was going to be done, but when he tried to do it, Mims slipped out. I don't think it was because he tried to escape. I think it was due to the fact that that boy was done. He was wiped, exhausted. JTG was tired too, but you could see Mims was just done. And JTG was going to put him up, but then he slipped straight out because JTG couldn't grab him because he was sweating his ass off. Either JTG was sweating too much or Mims was sweating too much, but that was just a box take caught in camera. And I'll say it like this, it wasn't bad, the Brooklyn's Edge, but in the end, it was the Brooklyn's Edge, which is a Razor Ramon edge. Nothing wrong with that. I'm fine with it. Now they win. Finally, the final match was for Rosser versus a Murdoch. That's another Velvet Sky and the Pope for Murdoch. He's their team. And the two who can't stand each other will be the Nick and Melina team, and they have Rosser. It was surprising to see this match. I never thought Rosser would ever go up against Murdoch. I didn't think they would ever do anything with them because usually they do a little bit of stories to make it mean something. They don't just bury somebody or anything on NWA, at least so far. But I didn't expect them to actually show it. So it wasn't a bad match. And then you get a well, it wasn't modified, but I don't remember the name of the move that Harley Race used to see. I've never actually seen it because he was part of the AWA at one point, and I never really did see much of Harley Race when I was a kid. I saw some of it, but not really much of his matches, and I never remember him using that submission that's in my face. Never usually got to see him use that submission. If I did, I forgot. So Murdoch used it. Won over Rosser. Now, here's the stats as it stands. Melina and... maybe I should start with them last. Okay. Stevens and Terrence Terrell got 5 points. Idol, as well as Camille, got 5 points. Velvet Sky and Pope got 10 points. And Melina and Nick Aldis got nothing. Bumpkins, this. Now, the reason I did that at the end was because of what was going on between him and Murdoch. Because Murdoch won the match. But before the match started and after the match, you see Nick Aldis, who was on commentary, flapping his gums. He just wanted to make it very clear that Murdoch was nothing. That he will never get anywhere. Pay attention to my boy in the ring. Rosser's going to take care of you. But then when Rosser lost, he said, damn it, Rosser. That is Nick. And he says, you're nothing. You're never going to get away with it. You're never going to get to me. And then he leaves disgusted. This is what the match was. This is what the show was. All straight matches going into the brackets of their Champions Series. I kind of wish it was Champion Series, but Champions Series. Was it good? Wasn't bad. You get to see people you normally wouldn't see to get up against one another. And I will say, I'm interested in seeing how far they're going to go with these rounds, because how many rounds do we actually have here? We're going to have the other half of round 1, and that's going to be done. Then they're going to do a round 2. I'm probably sure they're going to do 2 more of those. And then they'll do a round 3 probably after that. But is it going to just be 3 rounds, which will be 6 weeks in total, going up into the pay-per-view, which I think probably that's what it's going to be. Because if you're going to do Empower on August 28th, I believe, or 27th or 28th, and then you're going to do NWA 73, which is on the 28th or the 29th, this should last all the way up to it, and they will culminate in either maybe one of the people who won from either team actually challenging because they won't be stopped, or there will be some other challenge. I'm not sure. But you guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. Look for my Dynamite review. Peace.